betting on sports game is a hobby for many, and most pe- and most and most people just consider it to be a fun and friendly pastime. But there are ways to consistently make money on sports betting, and the tricks are understanding betting strategy and the different types of bets you can make, understanding the odds, making smart bets, and walking away from the bad bets. It's also it's also important to remember that making money on sports betting is something that requires time and dedication. It's not about making a single huge bet and winning lots of money in one shot. Instead, it's all about making a series of small smart bets that add up over the season to an overall gain. Getting started. Number one, open up a specific bank account. To really make money on sports betting, you have to be dedicated, so it's a good idea to have a special account that's only for placing bets. When you open this account, be sure you invest enough money to cover your bankroll for an entire season or year, not just a single game. To ensure that you have enough money, multiply your base bet by at least 100, and that's the minimum amount you should keep in this account at all times. If you are new to sports betting and don't know your best bet, put in whatever money you have set aside for this venture and determine your best bet on the size of your bankroll. Each bet should represent 1 to 2%. Create accounts with a few sportsbook. In order to place bets, you have to have an account with at least one sportsbook. Though it's a deal to have at least 3, because then you can compare offerings and place smarter bets. Some sportsbooks also offer sign-up bonuses, so be sure to shop around. Most sports books are available online these days, and some of the more popular sites include the Bookmaker, Bovada, and Bentonly. Learn to make smart bets. There are a number of rules that apply to this, and while some are about the numbers, others are about which teams you should and shouldn't bet on. For instance, while each bet should represent about 1 to 2% of your bankroll, you can reduce this to 0.5% if you aren't confident about a bet. Similarly, you can increase the bet if you are very confident, but never place a bet that exceeds 4% of your bankroll. There are also some experts who say never to place a bet if you aren't confident, because it's better to walk away and find a better bet that you feel good about. Many experts recommend not betting on your home team in any sport, because your bias can cloud your judgment, and this can lead to great losses. Create a betting schedule. Don't just bet on every game every week. Look at the upcoming games and pick the ones you want to bet on based on your confidence in the potential bet. Don't be afraid to walk away from a bet right before the game. Odds change, lines change, and point spreads change. And if you are no longer confident about a bet, either don't make it or reduce the bet. Don't chase bad debts. This refers to the practice of trying to recoup losses from a previous bet with more betting. It's dangerous to do this, because many people will set aside good judgment and place more bad bets in an attempt to win back what was lost, and this results in further losses. The opposite is also true. Don't chase a good bet, one where you won, with more bets in an attempt to win more or double your money. Have a betting schedule or routine and stick to it. Bet sober. This refers to betting with a clear mind and focus. Many people will read this and think it is common sense, but you'll be surprised how many people break this rule. Emotions can get best of all of us, and bad decisions can be made from those emotions. Going on tilt was a term developed when sports bettors let the emotions cloud their best, resulting in losing their bankroll. Understanding the sports betting. Understanding the money lines. The money line is a plus or minus number associated with each team involved in a particular match, and it refers to either how much you have to bet to win $100 or how much you win if you bet $100. For instance, if money line is Toronto Maple Leafs -200 and Vancouver Canucks +155, it means you have to bet $200 on the Leafs in order to win $100, or you have to bet $100 on the Canucks to win $155. The team associated with the minus number, the Leafs, is favored team, while the team associated with the plus number, the Canucks, is the underdog. Many gamblers bet on the money line in hockey and baseball because the scores are low and point spread betting doesn't make as much sense in these games. However, you can bet on money line for almost every sport. Learn about point spreads. Point spread betting is more popular in games where there is a larger gap between the final scores. In a point spread bet, you don't just bet on whether a team will win, but also whether that team will win by a specific amount. For instance, if a point spread is Detroit Lions +4, New England Patriots -4, you will bet on whether you thought the Lions would win, and if they win by more than 4 points. Again, the team associated with the minus is the favorite, and the team associated with the plus is the underdog. Understand parlays. Parlay betting involves making multiple types of bets on the same game. For instance, if you combine a money line bet on a point spread bet on the same game, this will be a parlay bet. These bets often offer large payouts, but they require a great deal of accuracy. Learning the betting strategy. Shop for the best line. This is where having accounts with multiple sportsbook will come in handy, because some will offer better money lines on the same games, meaning you have to risk less for the chance to win the same amount of money. The best time to line shop is about an hour before a game. To get the best value, consider opening accounts with at least 3 books. Make bets based on the odds. Betting with your head instead of your heart is all about making smart bets based on the odds rather than emotion. Sometimes it is a good idea to bet on the numbers rather than who you think will win, because this can represent a better value if the odds are in your favor. For instance, if you are betting on a baseball game and think the Yankees are going to win, you might still be better off placing your bet on the Jays if the odds are right. Number 3, don't be afraid to bet on the other dog. This doesn't mean betting on a long shot, but rather betting on the other dog when the odds are right. Sometimes the favorite team is chosen based on popularity rather than skill, so it doesn't necessarily mean the favorite will win. Number 4, take advantage of match betting. Match betting involves taking advantage of the bonuses and the incentives offered by books to place bets for and against the exact same event. For instance, in a basketball game between the Raptors and the Knicks, we will place a bet for the Raptors and then match that same bet against the Raptors. Match betting is all about taking advantage of free bets and betting for both possible outcomes on the same game. So this type of betting is as near to risk-free as you can get in gambling.